my name's Will, and this is my boat, Marji B. Together with my wife Petra and my sea dogs, Eddie and Parker, we invite you to join us on our boat owning journey. So welcome aboard, you, me and Marji B.
Hi, we are currently just below Ensham on our way to the 2023 Freeman Owners Mid-Thames meet at Abingdon on Saturday. We're partway through a flotilla cruise in company from the Upper Thames down to the Mid-Thames. We have two Freeman 23s, two 26s and a 28 at the moment. And what we'll do is we'll pick the story up yesterday when we started out and made our way to Newbridge, and we'll try to get as much footage and content for you to enjoy the journey with us.
And this is where we started out, Tadpole Bridge. 4 of us had gathered at Tadpole on the Wednesday evening to make our way down to Newbridge, which was our stopover for the first night. We had ourselves in Marji B. There was Peter and Annie in another Freeman 23 Dom Pedro, Chris and Brian in their Freeman 26 Stravagan, and Ken in his Freeman 28 Gentle Drift. We just had to spin around outside the Trout Inn at Tadpole Bridge first because our mooring faces upstream obviously, so a little turn around there. It was a beautiful evening, which was quite rare for this summer. There weren't a lot of periods of sunshine this summer, so we really were so lucky with the weather for the few days that we were out. We did get a little bit of rain, as you'll see later on, but it didn't last long. And this was us just picking up Ken, Chris and Brian. So long before we were all underway and making our way down to Shifford, which was the first and only lock of our trip to Newbridge for the first night. Unfortunately, we couldn't all fit into Shifford Lock, so we had to lock Stravagan down separately, which meant we had to go a little bit slowly below the lock in order for them to catch up so we could still convoy down to Newbridge. And here we are at Newbridge that evening. It was a glorious evening. Day 2 of our cruise started after the 5th member of our flotilla joined us. That was Tony in his Freeman 26 Swift. Once he did, we all set off down to our second night stop at Osney. Again, it was a lovely morning. The sun was shining and just made for a really nice trip in company all the way down to Osney Bridge. Oh yes. I think we all commented to the owner of this Freeman that he was going the wrong way. Did you say you're going the wrong way? This was the first time that we really travelled as a flotilla with Freemans. We've seen Freemans out and about on the river before, but it was the first time that we'd specifically got together with Freeman Owners for a trip like this, and it was lovely. The camaraderie, the talk about Freemans, just it was a lovely feeling, and it was lovely seeing other Freemans underway as well. And we've got some great shots coming up of us all cruising along as well. So it was a lovely event to do this, and I thoroughly recommend it if you get a chance to do it yourself. So this was us at Northmoor Lock, our first lock of day 2. We had 4 in total that day: Northmoor, Pink Hill, King's Lock and Godstow Lock, which opened us up onto Port Meadow and into Oxford.
Smile.
I think I may be a little bit biased, but I do think the locks on the Upper Thames are absolutely gorgeous. They're just so picturesque, each of them individual and charming in their own way, but I love them. And the fact that they're manual locks, because I think it's Godstow Lock is the first of the hydraulic locks on the way down the Thames. So it's nice to have the traditional pushing the lock gates open method on the Upper Thames. And this is us heading under Swinford Bridge at Ensham, otherwise known to us as 5p Bridge, because there's a 5p toll if you're crossing it in a car, which we used to do every time we went down to see Marji B when she was out of the water at Molesford at Sheridan Marine last winter. And this was the flotilla coming out of Godstow Lock. What a lovely sight to see all those Freemans in a lock together. A couple of us had waited just below the lock on the lock landing as Ken had arranged for some friends to moor up outside the Perch Inn at Binsey to take some footage of us as a flotilla making our way past, and there was some great shots that they took. That was a lovely part of the trip. The sun was shining, the blue sky was there, and this is us heading down towards Osney, which is our stopover for night 2. Osney Bridge is a very low bridge. You have to be very careful heading under there. Make sure you take down any aerials. We had our mast folded down, as you can see there, and we didn't have an awful lot of clearance. And we moored up on these moorings on the right hand side for our second night. It was a lovely evening. We headed to a pub just round the corner from there, where they had a pizza oven, so we tucked into some freshly made pizzas,
there is going to help us on here as well.
Drank some beer and talked about boats. It was a lovely evening. And it wouldn't be a trip in the UK without a bit of rain, hey? This is what greeted us at the start of day 3. We kept our eye on the forecast and the weather radar, and we kind of sussed out that we had a window late morning, early afternoon to get going and not get too wet. And it was right. I mean, we had the covers up to start with on our trip down through Oxford, but before long it was the sun came out, it was dry. It was around Sandford that it started to really cheer up. Flotilla cruising did open up a new experience for me of being in contact through radio, which is really handy for all sorts of reasons. They're both moving, so I think everything's okay. Thank you. Being such a large lock at Sandford, we could all fit in there. So we all came out together, and it gave us a wonderful opportunity to get some footage of the flotilla underway. So a lot of the way down to Abingdon, which is the final destination and the next lock, we had so many opportunities to take shots like this of the boats underway. So I'll just let you enjoy these shots because I was so happy to have the opportunity to do this. We were the first boats to arrive at the lock moorings at Abingdon Lock, so we had the luxury of having a lot of room to manoeuvre and start the stern on mooring.
Can't reach the bottom. Use the bell rope this way. Yeah.
The mantra of the Freeman Cruiser Owners Meet is to cruise in company, drink beer and talk boaty bollocks. We'd done the first one certainly, dabbled in the second, but this was the start of the third. We all settled in for the afternoon. And then other boats started, other Freemen started gathering too. This was a flotilla coming upstream, joining us, and the Freemans just kept trickling in all afternoon until I think there was 17 or 18 Freemans altogether at the meet. It was a lovely turnout, it really was. So this was the beginning of day 3, day 2 proper of the Freeman meet. I guess the first day was Friday, this was Saturday. There was a visit to the local gin distillery arranged for that a number of the owners went along to and sampled a fair bit of gin, I think, but a number of us stayed back at the lock moorings and enjoyed just being there and chatting about boats and just seeing these lovely Freemans all lined up there. It was a lovely day altogether. And as the afternoon slid into the evening, the barbecue was lit and we all drank and ate and talked boats an awful lot, which I guess is the real meaning of the Freeman Owners Meet. You know, we can all get together with a common love of these boats and enjoy them.
Hello. Hello.
And before you know it, it's Sunday morning and the meet is coming to an end. Despite taking like 2.5 days, 2-3 days to get down to Abingdon, we were going to make the whole trip back from Abingdon all the way back up to our home mooring in one day. So we got going relatively early, I think it was around 10 o'clock in the morning. But the meet was starting to disband and head off back to our respective homes. What it did afford us was a great opportunity to, as we were one of the first ones to leave, to have the view back along the line of Freemans from the waterside. We've seen them all stern on board, but then we get to see this as well, which I don't think you get to see too often. It's a lovely sight. Have the fun sight of a rowing regatta to navigate through Oxford. It did get a bit noisy at times. Thankfully they set up a channel down to the side of the river for navigation, so we could still head up there and watch the boats going way faster than we were, to be honest.
It covered the left hand side of it.
And so it was a nice leisurely but steady cruise all the way back to our home mooring on the Upper Thames. We thoroughly enjoyed being part of the Freeman Owners Club meet, and if you have a Freeman on the Thames, upper, mid, lower, I would absolutely recommend joining this in 2024. Keep an eye out on the Freeman Owners Club Facebook page, where I think there'll be details there of when the meet is and how to sign up, and hopefully we'll see you there next year. I think all there is to say now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be trying to get some more videos of a similar sort out to you during 2024.